So wait, people really thought that African Americans were immigrants? Yeah, I know y'all lying. Don't immigrants go like on their own? If they go to a particular country on their own accord, because they may be trying to get away from whatever. We ain't come here because we wanted to be here. We still don't want to be here. Hell, we hoping that they maybe put us out and send us somewhere. Well, what do y'all mean y'all thought we were immigrants? Immigrants? Y'all know the story of how we got here? Do that make sense? Like, this world is so disillusioned about African Americans. We're descendants of Africa, but we've been here for hundreds of years. We're not first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation. Like, we've been here. We built this country. The foundation of this country is built by African Americans. We didn't come here because we want to be here. Like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all thought we were immigrants. Immigrants? Who? Where? Immigrants? I got papers to prove I ain't no immigrant. Like, some of the stuff that I hear on social media is correct. Like, for real, y'all thought we were immigrants. Come on now. Stop playing. We don't want to be here now. Get us out of here.
Now people are saying that Latinos didn't know that Black Americans are not immigrants. Child, I just don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say to that. It makes sense though, because the narrative that I've always heard about, why don't Black Americans have the same drive or take initiative, or the narrative that we're lazy, even though we worked here for free. Like, didn't you know that? Didn't you know that our ancestors worked for free for hundreds of years? Like, I thought that was common knowledge, but I guess it's not. Like, this is really bad. If this is the case, why do you even need to take away critical race theory? People don't know it now. Might as well leave it in place. They don't know it right now. They don't even know the history of Black people in America. I just don't even know what to say at this point. It's way worse than I thought it was. But I do feel like Paul Mooney, that people are getting their Negro wake-up call, but in Spanish. They Latin wake-up call, they Hispanic wake-up call, because they learn it now.
I usually don't hop on these trends unless it's a dance or something like that, something fun. But there's something going on, and people are giggling and chuckling, but it's because they don't understand even what they're talking about. There's something going on because of the ICE and the immigration and all that other stuff, where we're finding that people of Latin, Hispanic, somebody's descent that are immigrating, whether legally, illegally, or whatever you want to put on it, they think that the African Americans that are here in the Americas, that have been here and ancestrally been here about 400-500 years, I ain't got time for y'all to play pretendians. I ain't got time for that stuff. We talking about the ones that we know are a result of West Africa transatlantic slave trade. Us is. I got to do it in real time with my computer because I cannot remember the name of the book. Back in 2012, when I relocated from California to Nevada for the health and safety of my sons, I was a substitute teacher while I was working on my master's as a therapist. My bachelor's is in English, so that's how I ended up getting credentialed. So if I wanted to go be a teacher, all I have to do is take a few more classes and I can teach. So as a substitute teacher, I filled a vacancy at a junior high school in special education. So basically those children that were in my class or in classes that I assisted in all had IEPs or what is the other one? 504 plans, basically for behavioral or mental health or some kind of cognitive support, or if there's some other cognitive neurodivergency to that effect, autism, all those people that need a little bit more attention, including speech therapy, people that are fully functioning, but they need some support. So I sat in that role. I had to sub for all classes. So I had the pleasure of subbing for history. And back in 2012, I was about to level a classroom because in the actual history book, it said that my ancestors immigrated and were indentured servants. Now let me look up the name of this doggone book. What is the name of the history book? Junior high history book. School of Scholastic. Is it Scholastic? I don't know who the writer is. No, that's not it. Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. I think that's the name of the books. Might be. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. Let me see if we got history books. Let's see. United States history. And indentured servitude. I can't put it up on the screen, but as early as 2012, the books that are in the public schools that are in front of all of our children are telling the students that the slavery part didn't happen, y'all. They were saying that we were working and it wasn't forced labor. And I almost tore that school up because I was like, I refuse. I am not. I stood in the classroom and I was like, your book wrong. Your book wrong, baby. The black people got here through some slavery and they treated us real bad and we did not get to leave and we were passed down like property. Just like somebody can bequeath you a car, we was passed down like we was a car, a pig, a chicken, a dog, cat, rat. Yeah. So I don't know why y'all so surprised. Apparently y'all don't pay attention to what your kids are learning in school, because if you were paying attention, you would know that they've been erasing us out of history. It's just on the TV and on the cell phones now. But this been going on. This was before they even started talking about CRT. 2012 is when I was a substitute. I don't know when that first book hit the shelves, but I know when I saw it myself right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So again, don't be shocked or confused because other people think that we jumped in the water or got hitched to the back of a boat or paid somebody to smuggle us in the back of a truck to get here. Even though it wouldn't make any sense if we've been here for hundreds of years, those things didn't even exist. Hundreds of years. Hundreds. And I don't want none of y'all weirdos jumping up in here talking about, and then we was here, ain't no blood test to prove that. That ancestry stuff is for entertainment purposes. It ain't entertaining when y'all need a DNA test to prove that you ain't the father, though. Okay, have a great day. Bye.
For Juneteenth, I need y'all to learn that Black Americans are not immigrants. You're not an immigrant when you are dragged across the globe against your will to be worked and bred and tortured by the very people who stole the land upon which you were dragged to. Okay? We didn't choose to vacation here. We didn't choose to flee here. We didn't choose any of this. That's the difference. A lot of y'all are immigrants, and God bless you for it, but that will never be Black Americans. We were forced to build up the places that a lot of your ancestors immigrated to, and to this day didn't get a stake in any of that. So before y'all run your mouths about Black Americans and our history in this country, make sure you're not spewing out garbage first. Because immigrants made this country what it is, but we are the building blocks, the very foundation. So unless you're Native American, you can't say nothing to me about that.
Y'all know when Latinos and Hispanics be like Black Americans are next? They really thought that Black Americans are immigrants. And that explains why they voted the way they voted. They try to get us up out of here. But I gotta say to the Latino community, not only did your ESL classes, but the American educational system failed you tremendously. Because Black Americans are not immigrants and we're not going anywhere. And this is how ill-informed they are. They really think because they're in the middle between black and white that they're white adjacent. When that's far from the truth. It's only 3 categories that's broken down in this country. You have white Americans, you have non-whites, and you have black Americans. The people in the middle, y'all just extras in this movie. The main characters are the white Americans and the black Americans, and sometimes the Native Americans make a guest appearance. This country spent too much money, trillions of dollars, in painting black people as the bad guys. That's the default, to even get rid of black Americans, as sad as that may sound. And you know who's catching on quick, who's learning the game real quick? Africans and Caribbeans. That's why they're cosplaying as black Americans. They're not cosplaying as black Americans to trick us black Americans. They're doing it to trick white Americans because they don't want to be deported.
It is getting very xenophobic out here. I don't understand why, as an African American, I say this as someone who's African American and Caribbean American, I don't understand why you would think that ICE agent would give a fuck. Fight for people who don't even like me in regards to like Caribbean Americans or Africans, or like they look down on us and all that stuff. Everybody wants to be a perpetual fucking victim.
At least I got a country I could go back to. That's what they used to tell black Americans. At least I got a country I could go back to. What's wrong? You don't want to go home now? And these black immigrants be acting like their countries don't be deporting black people. Because check this out. Ghana deporting Nigerians for begging. Ghana, Nigeria deporting people. The Bahamas, bro, they deported everybody. The entire diaspora is getting deported in the Bahamas. And it seemed like nobody liked the Haitians. Well, according to her reasoning, the entire black diaspora is xenophobic. If there was deportation Olympics, the Bahamas is winning. They ain't caring. And then these immigrants try to fearmonger with, oh, black Americans could get deported too. No. The only people that's getting deported is black immigrants. And when they come over here and have kids on American soil. I don't want to use that word because, yeah, it's offensive, but you know what I'm talking about.
I don't care what nobody says. Being held accountable by your own kind is the most effective method. The only method that I might place above that is the feel it to learn method, where you got to make them feel it to learn. That's the only other method that I would put above that. But being told about yourself by somebody who looks like yourself, it just hits differently. It's almost like, damn self, you might be onto something. Damn self, damn twin, I gotta listen to you because you look like me. And it's for that reason alone why I gotta leave the Latino community, why I gotta leave the Cuban American community in Florida specifically, why I gotta leave the I will vote Donald Trump with this clip. I gotta leave you guys with this clip.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not going to get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And
Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? Because it's the exact same sentiments that every African American person, every black American person have been screaming since elections time. The same exact sentiments. And now, because of the bullshit that the Latino community have entered themselves into, literally voting against the same exact group of people that now hold the power of being able to save you. She said it. She said it. See, I knew this. I knew that it's only the African American community, that it's only the black American community that can save the Latino community from the bullshit that they got themselves into. I knew this. But see, you're not going to listen when I say it. But you'll probably listen when she says it. And the thing about it too, see, technically, I'm a Latina. I'm Haitian. But I'm not the Latina that you're going to listen to. I'm not. That one, though, she is. She is. She has that proximity to whiteness that you guys respect. Right? So now she states that it's only the African American community that can save the Latino community from the bullshit that you guys put yourselves into. And you only are in that because you were so hell-bent on voting against the same exact group, against the interest, the self-interest for that same group of people that now are the only ones that can save you. Look at that, full circle.
clap for the African American community that has not come out because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it. I get it. But I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not gonna talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, of this, all of that. African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your asses, Latinos. So you better start kissing. If you're going to kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some black ass.
Again, it's not coming out of my mouth. She said it. She said it, and she's 100% right. For the I will vote Donald Trump. You guys, y'all got to start kissing some black ass. Y'all all better get to kissing some black asses. And right now, the black asses ain't moving for shit. If it's not for them, they're not moving. They're not moving. So I don't know how you guys gonna make it through. But she just said it. She said it. It's the African American community. It is the black American community that can save you guys from the bullshit that you are in. And you can think the I will vote Donald Trump. Think them.
Everybody want to be a nigga until you get treated like one. Now y'all over here asking for niggas help. Don't say nigga. Y'all been saying it all your lives. Now you getting treated like one. It ain't nice, huh?
And for all the people saying when they're done with the Hispanics, they are coming for the black people next, that does not sound like you are concerned for us. That sounds like a fucking threat. And I tell you this, they're not coming for black people. We are of this land. We are of this country. We are U.S. citizens. In the day that black Americans decide we want to leave the country, the American government will lock the border down and won't let us leave. That is guaranteed. That is fact. We make this nation spin. So cut that shit out.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American.
Bravo, bravo. That's what they look at black people as. The help. Not as allyship. This disposable help. Someone that they could put in front of them as a shield. And that's why a lot of these white Cubans left Cuba. It's not necessarily because of politics or ideology. It's because of racial equality. Before the Cuban Revolution, they used to discriminate against black Cubans. It was legal. Black Cubans didn't have access to healthcare or education, and they lived in poorer conditions where they served the white Cubans. After the Cuban Revolution, all that changed. They start promoting racial equality. Black Cubans start having access to healthcare, access to education. And a lot of white Cubans, that made them feel uncomfortable. They were used to the old Cuba, where they had an upper advantage on the black Cubans. They're not going to bring this information up freely. That's why when she says save us, servitude, you're nothing but the help, disposable help. Make my white Cuban life a little bit easier and comfortable since our white savior, Trump, is deporting us.